acres. That is dirt damn cheap.
Yeah.
And it's got its own well, and it actually can have city sewage if you want to. You can either put a septic tank or city. I called about it.
Now,
Sorry.
Robert posted this today.
I saw that. Yeah.
And if you look at it on a computer, or if you print it with color, which I didn't have the option to do at my house today.
Oh, we're out of ink.
But looking at it on the computer, you can see all the links and everything's colored out so that you can make a little bit more sense out of it.
Okay.
But it does a pretty good job of covering the study line for what you would do to study up for a test.
Okay.
There's something else about things.
And this is the cheap antenna, but it's also the better antenna. This
See?
one costs a little bit more, but I can stick this on top of my car,
Yeah.
and I can use it with that, with a tuner again, which is I've got a real cheap, simple tuner, which is just a little box about the same size as the radio, only about like so. And between that, I can communicate on all the bands that radio's capable
Nice.
of. Well, all but one.
Well, yeah.
Those 160s.
Yeah, 160 though is in the AM band, and if you work 160, they call it the top band or the gentleman's band. In wintertime, it's 1.8 megahertz and 2 megahertz is right above the AM broadcast band. You do it right, you can reach around the world like we're just sitting here on that band. But the antennas are immense. A full-size antenna is over 400 feet long.
Well, we got room.
He's hungry. She's hungry, actually.
Yeah, really.
Well, you know. It's the females of the species. You gotta watch out for that. It's like there's a movie called Mosquito. This guy gets turned into a mosquito, and he's like a bloodsucking mosquito. And my friend, who's a comedian, we're talking on a private group, and he's like, it's pretty bad. The dude had a gender swap on top of it, and people were like, what? And I started laughing because only females. You know what we should do too, if anybody's interested. I have a web host that is wonderful. He is an amateur radio operator, K9FOX, and I have unlimited everything on him.
Cool.
I could set up a mailing list for our group. I can contact Mike, sorry. And if you guys are interested, I could set it up in about 2 minutes. That's all it takes. I could set up a website for us in about that amount of time too. So, and I would host it for free because I can host unlimited websites for $10 a month.
Nice.
So I do that for people, and if they want to kick in, that's fine. But I kind of consider our group a non-profit, even though we're not,
Well, we are a non-profit. We're not an official.
Yeah, well,
Right.
but
we don't pay dues,
you
but
know,
we don't.
it's like the atheists down the road. They're a non-profit organization,
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a thunderstorm tonight.
But that's all I've got. If you got anything else?
You did a great job. Thank you.
Very good.
And and it's for somebody who just got into it. You know an awful lot. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's what I've done for a living. A lot of it. So
Yeah. Hey, and you want to hear something funny? I have a brand new Motorola Advisor Gold knockoff, and I can get service for $12 a month nationwide.
Cool.
MySecretaryUSA.com. I still have the pager. I'm thinking about getting it just to keep it as a separate, away from my cell phone and anything else that I can use for other activities that I really don't want people poking in on. Because you can send email stuff. But yeah, you know what I'll do next time? I will bring, if you bring your 718, I'll bring some power supply, and I can bring my dad's air gun loaded up before I come here because it doesn't leak.
Okay.
And we could either shoot that up, or we could just hook this up.
All right. Anything else you would like to add before I turn it off?
He really covered up. Now, the thing is, with ham radio, man, there's so much to cover.
We could talk forever. But.
Yeah, and the best thing that we recommend that you do is get the book, study, look it up. Lots of great stuff online. I mean, I didn't have that when I got my license, in 97.
Right.
My license is special to me because here's what was going on in my life. I was in the midst of a very bad marriage, pondering divorce. That didn't happen until 3 years later. But I was the driver for the 4th Infantry Division Battalion Artillery Commander, a full board colonel at Fort Hood, Texas. What I did was I drove a Humvee around with 9 radios. They were all modified amateur radios, believe it or not. And he knew I wanted to do ham radio, but you know, home things I couldn't get peace and everything. But I would sit in that car, I'd sleep in the Humvee, and he knew that I had to book. So what he did was he sat down in the Humvee with me, got out a piece of paper, and hand wrote special orders saying that I was allowed to read that book when I was parked. I was allowed to use my tac light, that's the tactical flashlight, the red flashlight, to read that book. Because of him, that's why I got my amateur radio. I don't remember his name. I could probably look him up. But he was the one who got it for me.
Nice.
And I got my license. I passed my license on November 3rd, 1997. So this is coming up on 21 years for me. And pretty soon, there's something called the QCWA, Quarter Century Wireless Association. You have to be licensed 25 years or longer, and I'll be able to join. That's scary.
Oh, well. Gee, I would be there. I got mine in 1983.
Well, you should join.
I lapsed.
It doesn't matter. How long did you lapse?
Well, for a year and a month.
Well, let me talk to you. You know we got a local chapter, right? Meets the Johnson City Golden Corral. So we got a local chapter. But I would recommend if you're interested, approach it with an open mind, and you know what? Chances are you'll find it easier than you think it is.
Okay.
It is not, and you don't have to do. I memorized all 500 questions.
Yeah.
But you know what? I sat
said
in a
this
car
when I
all
gave
day.
when we had our camp out, the ET3 camp out. I said this. I gave almost this same talk, not quite as in depth as here, and I said anybody who could make it through high school can get their technician license. And
That's
I'll
what it's
stand
designed
by
for.
that.
Okay.
I really will.
I will too.
And it's actually easier than taking a course in high school.
It is.
Some of them.
It is. Now the general class is a little harder.
Yeah.
But I recommend anybody who's serious about amateur radio at least get the general so you can get the HF, because that is what ham radio really all is about, and especially in an emergency situation. Because if you got to get on the air and just start calling CQ, and, you know, who the hell is out there, you're going to get a lot more people on HF than you would on that.
Okay.
And also something we could do once
and
I
that
learned
has
Morse code.
come about because now everybody has a cell phone.
Yeah.
So the use of like a bow phone isn't as big a deal to most people. You know, you can hit the repeater and you can talk to somebody else.
Yeah, or like
Used to, you could hit the repeater and you could use an auto patch in an emergency. You could actually dial the phone
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was at the repeater
And use the phone
and get
on the air.
somebody, you know, because
Yeah.
your car broke down and you wanted your wife to know that you're not dead. You know, now everybody's got cell phones. So it,
Right.
you know,
You know,
it took a lot of the
What are payphones?
onus. Yeah, really.
hey, I have
There's not
a
many.
friend of mine sells them on eBay for $300 a piece. He refurbishes them. I'm gonna get one to hang on my shack one of these days. Because I'm old school. I still like payphones. I just, you
The
know,
rotary?
I said,
Make sure you get the rotary
Yeah.
stuff. That'll
No.
really freak them out.
yeah. Oh God. Well, you know, my little Versa's a 5-speed. And you know what I call that? My millennial anti-theft device.
Yep.
Oh, there's a
Only in America though. Elsewhere in the world, everybody loves sticks, but not in America.
there's a YouTube video where somebody got a party of teenagers and gave them the rotary phone and asked them to call somebody.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, they
I
couldn't.
think I've seen
saw
that.
that video.
Yeah.
Like 15 of them, none of them.
I
could
found
figure
that
out
video.
Did you send it?
No, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've got that video.
It's
It
hilarious.
is funny.
Hold on.